like.
Oh, you a SoundCloud rapper? You just blow up there. No, for real, bro. People be making it on SoundCloud.
No, I'm not, bro. I just put myself on there. Like barely anybody listens to it.
You said barely anybody listens
to it? Yeah, I just put myself out there, and every few years, like now, like
look, the biggest podcast where you can learn them lessons, line for line where you can learn from different sections. Made it out the mud, come tell your story, blessings. Never know who listening, never know who stressing. Devon gave you a voice, come speak your honest truth. Line for line, go bar for bar, it's up to you. Wanna talk sports, gov, and politics? Wanna talk about where you from and your accomplishments? The line for line is really where you need to be. A platform that's really made for folks like you and me. You can find it all no matter what you seek. Whether you calling or you listening, tune in every week.
And just like that, we're back in another episode of Line for Line. I have a very fast young man in the building, one of the fastest I've ever seen. I'll let him introduce himself to the world.
What's up, everybody? My name's TJ Williams. I'm a strength coach right now for Puma Baseball Academy here in Kenosha, and I'm also a strength coach for Carthage men's basketball at this time as well. Born and raised in Kenosha, went to Bradford.
Yes, sir.
Played football, ran track. That's where the speed comes from. I actually got a full ride to play football at Madison. Mm-hmm. Played there for about 2.5 years. And then got out of it, and then just kind of started working and trying to start figuring out life, right?
Yeah.
And then, years down the road, it was like, why not get back to what I love, and it's athletics,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Sports performers. So that's where I am today, and where who TJ is. So.
Yeah. So before we get ready to start, I just want to tell the fans, this is crazy right now to be sitting across from you, bro, because obviously you were a senior when I was a freshman at Bradford,
right?
And we would go to weightlifting for football and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Just the work ethic that you used to put in there, and like how fast you were. You had like me and several other people just in awe. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure your picture is still up there in the weight room right now too, right?
I think it is.
Because was it max devil or super devil that you reached? Which level was it? Do you remember?
Super.
I graduated in 2011, so I'm feeling a little bit old right now.
Yeah, I actually asked one of the Bradford kids if they were still up there, and he's like, I think they took them down.
No, I'm for real.
Like, what? Dang, that's crazy. That tradition was taken down.
Yeah,
I heard all the pictures are down. So,
oh my gosh,
yeah, that's what it is. Though.
That was crazy. Like you, Marvin Wynn, a bunch of legendary people were on there.
Melvin.
Yeah, just being able to be that close, like working out, seeing you, and all that too. I'm like just amazed by everything, and it's so good to see you again, sir.
Seriously. I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. So just tell us a little bit how you got into sports, though, because a lot of people want to know that.
Sports. I mean, being a kid, just always being. Mainly because of the friends around me, mm-hmm. like in the neighborhood. Like we would just always see kids, playing basketball. Hey, can we play? Mm-hmm. And it just started, right? So basketball was my first love. Played football starting at age 6, basketball same age probably. Yeah. And, just went from there. And then when I got to middle school, I didn't even know what track was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I thought you were like coached up from the time you were born.
No, I just had a gift. I was fast. I was always skinny. Had a fast metabolism.
Yeah,
and I was always running around. So yeah, track became one of the big things in my life. So we started to focus on it. Even like towards the end of middle school, it was like, man, I could really do something with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then when I got to high school, I was still playing all 3 sports, which is a lot. Mm-hmm. So by the time I was a sophomore, I cut it down to just football and just track, and that's what I focused on. So
my God, so it's safe to say you were always one of the fastest around.
Most likely, yeah, definitely. I mean, since 8th grade, I would say, it was probably the fastest.
Yeah, and what position did you play in football?
Wide receiver.
Nice. Yeah. Obviously, I know. I just want them to know. But just tell us a little bit about your experiences playing receiver at Bradford.
It was good, man. I, as a freshman, got in there and started playing JV. So it was like, all right, we have about 8 or 9 guys that were freshmen that were good enough to play JV, mm-hmm. and then also suit up for varsity. So as a freshman, it was cool to see all the different levels playing, with the sophomores, mm-hmm. and then suiting up for those varsity games and just seeing like how big of an atmosphere it was, and like the Friday night lights, and seeing these older kids, how like you saw me in that light, right? Like when I was a freshman, I'm looking at the seniors, I'm like, dang, that's gonna be me one day. Like mm-hmm. it just kind of blew my mind, right? And then sophomore year, already starting on varsity, already playing, and with kids like Justin Bellotti, Deion Franklin, like great kids and great athletes, and really just building a friendship with the team and whatnot. I think that's what really drew me in, was just the camaraderie and having all these guys around, and like building like this bond, like this family, right? And yeah, from there, junior year and senior year, we turned the program around. We still had Coach Mike Bartholomew. My junior year, Steve Jarakovic was the quarterback, right? So we were great. We were a nice throwing offense. I think we went 9-3, went third round in the playoffs. It was awesome, right? And then my senior year, we changed coaches, right? Bartholomew went to Oak Creek, and we got Jed Kennedy, who was a great coach, but you already know he's a power running offense, right? And I'm a receiver, So it was tough. Like when I first found out, like, oh, he runs like the wing T, you got a back behind the quarterback. You got a back on the side of the tight end, and another back.
That was like Cody Brady, Torrey Tyson around your senior year, right? Was it or no? Charlie, right?
Charlie Davidson.
Yeah.
Charlie Davidson. I would play the wing. We had Jake Zulsdorf would even play the wing. We had Marcel Tyler at the other receiver at the time. But yeah, it was a totally different offense. So I had to learn how to become a running back pretty much. So it was pretty much split between, runs and getting a few passes here and there. Pete Jarakovic, Steve's brother, was now the quarterback. So it was a little bit different, but same record. We went 9-3, third round in the playoffs. But it was a good year, man. And like, you can't be mad at that, having a winning season 2 years like that, when I'm pretty sure my sophomore year, our varsity team was 3-6.
Oh, no.
So it was definitely a nice turnaround, nice change. But yeah, I wouldn't trade it, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I had a great time playing for Bradford.
And then you got to take your talents up to Wisco. So tell us a little bit about what that was like, because that's big lights for a high schooler to just go to Madison like that. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So it all started really after my junior year, having the big, passing and receiving year, I was invited to a junior day. So I went out to the junior day, and they had us do drills, they had us do 7-on-7s, work out with the coaches and whatnot, and then they also had us run like combine drills. So 5-10-5, the L drill, and then also a 40. So my 40, I killed it. Me being fast, I ran like a 4.37.
Oh my god!
So I think it was like a week or two later, got a call from Coach Bielema already offering me. So before my senior season, I knew I was going to go play for Madison, right? So fast forward, so you graduate, and a week later, it's off to Madison. Like June, I think it was June 8th. I was already up there, right? I was 165 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Going in. Just got a track, so I had already lost a little bit from football. I had never really been over 170.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in my life.
What they want you at, like 185, 186?
Say again?
What did they want you at?
They probably wanted me at like 180, like 180, 185. And I remember getting there, and we weighed, and it was like 159.
Oh my god!
Like, wow,
oh my gosh!
I'm small.
They put some Pop-Tarts in your hands right there.
So, but that whole summer, 3 months later, I was 190 pounds.
Oh wow!
It's the workouts, the meal plan that they put you on. You're not really doing anything but working out and hanging out with the guys, playing video games in the hotel, like just chilling these 3 months, getting to know the city. So it was really just eat, and work out, right? So by that point, I had gotten big enough, but I was not good enough yet to be a receiver.
Even though you dominated it down?
Even though I dominated at Bradford, I didn't think, I knew for a fact that I wasn't good enough, and they knew I wasn't good enough, but it was also like, you got to look at who do we have already coming in there. These kids have been there for 3-4 years. So we had Kyle Jefferson. I don't know if people know these names. Nick Toon, David Gilreath,
who doesn't
Isaac
know Nick
Anderson. So we had some great receivers. So I knew I was going to have to take some time. But that first year, you get to suit up for the home games. So you get to feel the atmosphere. You can see how it is. And it kind of just opened my eyes to see how fast the game was, right? Yeah. And then my sophomore year, got to play, but it was mostly special teams. It was like kickoff, kick return, punts returns.
Okay.
Yeah, just doing those type of,
TJ Hester?
Trying. Yeah. So played a little bit, man. And then it was spring ball the following year. That's when things kind of went downhill for me. Just wasn't getting along with the coaches. Mainly my wide receivers coach. Yeah, my wide receivers coach, he was a good coach, I felt, but it seemed like we just weren't on the same page at times. And eventually that relationship started to get broken. And I was like, you know what? I played cornerback in high school as well. I'm going to see if I can play cornerback or safety because I could see the depth chart. I could see who we were going against during practice. I felt like I had a better chance to play, right away this next year. And when I brought it up to the coaches, it kind of got shot down. The actual head coach now, Paul Chris of the Badgers, he was the quarterback's coach at the time. And he thought I was too valuable at receiver and didn't want to let me go over defense. And it probably took me like maybe a month or two later when I was like, you know what? I feel like this isn't for me. So, yeah, I ended up getting out, man, just like, cold turkey. I'm done. So just kind of cut everything. Not a lot of people know the story. A lot of people think, I was cut or, I got in trouble. It wasn't like that, man. I just decided, this isn't the life that I want. I'm not exactly having fun like I used to in high school. A lot of times I tell people, you got to think when you construct a college team, right, especially a football team, 100 guys, right, you have all the best players from those high school teams coming together, right? So, like, you have all these different egos, all these different mindsets, all these different talents, right, different calibers.
Different agendas,
exactly. A lot of different factors going into it, and I felt like I never fit in. I had friends on the team, of course, but overall, I just never felt like I was in the right place. So it's tough looking back when, you had offers from here and there, and it's like, man, I could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
I could have gone anywhere that I wanted to. I also could have ran track instead of played football. Like there's just things you could have done differently, which, yeah, you look back on, but I can't say I regret that decision fully because I did get to play for the Badgers. I did get to experience, that big college football, lifestyle. And it was awesome. I wouldn't trade for anything.
So when you did get there, when was it that you realized I'm not at high school anymore? I'm not at Bradford anymore. The speed is definitely changed. It's not the same anymore. When was it that you realized that?
I would say it wasn't even the first year. It was mainly that second year, like even just my first play. Running down on a kickoff, and I think it was Northern Illinois, and just getting blasted. Oh no! I got blasted right at first play, my first college play ever, and that's when I knew I was like, okay, okay, this is a whole different level because we hadn't had any game speed. Practice is practice, but in a kickoff and kick return, you don't really do that full speed during practice. That'd be kind of stupid. You get people hurt. So yeah, it was a big eye opener for me. But,
what would you say your highlight was of being on the Madison team?
My highlight of being on the Madison team, man, I wouldn't really say there was like one big high point or one big low point. I would say the highlight of it was just having the overall experience. Just having that experience, because I know a lot of people never make it to that level. And a lot of people would kill to make it to that level, to have a full ride. And, I actually made it. I actually got there. So,
yes, sir. Now, with there being thousands of people who are just like you and are maybe in a current situation now on the college team, what would be the piece of advice that you would give them to either make the decision to say this isn't for me or to stick it out and keep going?
Right. I would say just, sit down with yourself and really, really, really reevaluate what you want to do in life, right? Because not everything is sports. And I think a lot of times, a lot of us kind of get burned out. Right. I mean, like I said, I started playing sports at age 6. That was football for 14 years for a long time. Right. And you just kind of have to think like, is this really what I want to keep doing? But overall, yeah, I would just say truly try to reevaluate within yourself, then with your parents, with your friends, and just start exploring other options because it's not always like this is what you have to do. And I feel like a lot of times when you get to that level, you feel like you're trapped. You feel like you're boxed in. Like now everyone's relying on you to get to the league, right? Like forget all those pressures. You know what? Do what's right for you. Make the decision that's right for you, and I feel like you'll be fine. Yeah.
What was that feeling like though? Because I remember seeing you at Bradford. Everyone, this cat's going to the league. He's up next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was that feeling like for you?
It was weird, man. I've never been a cocky person. I've never been like, I mean, sure, the limelight's great and all, but I've always, humbled myself. Like, I always put myself in other shoes. You know, I'm always trying to just be the best that I can be. And not try to look at it like I'm some great freak athlete, like, because people put me on a pedestal. I mean, they really did. Even in high school, it was weird.
Yeah,
it's like I'm no more special than you. Like we're the same. Like I just worked. Excuse my language. I worked my ass off in high school. Like I mean, it. I mean, we didn't do nothing but
lift.
Work on ourselves, right? Whether it was lifting, whether it was getting there at 5 a.m. to do speed workouts. After school we're in there. It didn't matter. We were always there, right? So yeah.
How was it and when was it that you transitioned the strength training into it to become your own boss or just become this entity of a fitness professional?
Sure. Like I said, when I got out of football, I just started working. And when I moved back to Kenosha, that was 2015. It took a few years for me to truly find what I wanted to do. I was working, jobs like FedEx and being a mailman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've done it all.
You ever worked at a factory?
I was a movie theater manager. I was all types of things.
Yeah.
It was all over the place. And then was like, yo, why not go back to athletics? This is something that you love. I finally got back into lifting. I mean, I took a hiatus. I mean, like I said, you get burned out. You get tired of it. So my fitness even fell, everything. So I think I was 27. So 2017, that's when everything turned around. Like I started lifting again and, muscle memory, it came back quick. And then it was like, I think someone mentioned something to me at the gym I was going to in Racine, Experience Fitness. Someone just mentioned like, are you training or like you should be a personal trainer? Like your form is perfect. And I was like, you know what? I've actually thought about it, but never took that step. So I started to look into it. I got certified as a personal trainer. And I did that for about 2 years, just roaming. I never wanted to work for a big box gym.
Oh, really?
Never. I never wanted to be an Anytime Fitness trainer. It's just not something I wanted to do because I knew my income would be limited, right? I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to own my own business. So it was really slow in the beginning. And then, about 2 years ago, got an offer. I went to school with a girl named Melissa Roberts. She was a softball pitcher. I'm pretty sure they won state at Bradford. She gave me a call and asked what I was doing. She knew I was training, but they needed a trainer at Puma Baseball Academy, right? So I went, I interviewed, I liked the guys, I liked the idea of it, and that's how it really got started. And I mean, it was the perfect time too, because I was kind of questioning, should I continue to do this personal training thing when I don't have that many clients. I'm not in a gym per se. I don't have my own facility. So it came at the perfect time. And I mean, I was just staying true to who I was. I'm the same person as I was in high school and was posting a little content here and there. And good thing it came across the right eyes and, I got that opportunity. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, there's two things that you said that stood out just for me in my lifestyle and what I have going on. It was the fact of burning out and having your fitness decline, Me, I was like at the top of my like weightlifting and the fit guy and everything like that. But then life just started happening to me, and like having a kid, having to work full time as opposed to go to school and maybe work 10 to 15 hours a week, so you can spend 2 to 3 hours in the gym or however many days you go, whatever the case may be.
Sure.
What is it that you would give to that person like that who's experiencing things like that on how to keep their head on strong and know you can reach these results?
Sure. It's kind of like I was saying before. You kind of have to sit down and evaluate, right? You got to reevaluate. You got to sit down and look at where your habits are. I think that's number one. When I started personal training, I started learning everything about the mind, even like behaviors. The biggest change is like your behaviors and your habits, what you're doing on a daily basis. That's going to be number one. Like that's what I would focus on first before like, oh, let me focus on my fitness, right? Or my health declining. Well, let me go deeper and see like what's actually causing those things to be bad. And it's usually
yourself.
It's usually yourself. It's what bad habits have you developed, right? And that goes not just eating, not just your nutrition. I mean, that's sleep. That's how much work you're taking on. How stressed are you? how do you handle that stress, right? There's just so many factors that I would say try to go deep and try to find out what it is inside yourself that you can see that's wrong, right? That what am I doing on a daily basis that could be better suited, right? Better suited for my time. So that's what I would say.
Yes, sir. How is it that people go about contacting you to become on your team of your fitness?
Sure, you can hit me up, TJ Williams Fit on Instagram. Otherwise, just Troy Williams on Facebook. You can find me as well.
Nice. And what type of discounts, pricing, what is it that you offer? How is it that you personalize that?
Usually, like my personal training sessions for adults is anywhere from like $40 to $60 an hour, depending on past injuries or goals or whatever it might be. That's just for an hour session. High school athletes, it's $35 an hour, because that's mainly what I focus on is the high school kids and group training with a lot of these kids and all these high school teams around the area. That's kind of what I've been focusing on. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm sort of transitioning into being a health coach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've noticed, being a personal trainer and strength coach as well. I'm looking for other ways to obviously boost my income, right? And being a health coach, I've noticed it can be a much better route for people because really all people need is an accountability coach. They don't need a personal trainer. They don't need somebody sending them workouts every single day or this or that. They need somebody to say, hey, send me a photo of what you're eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then also follow these guidelines. Go to sleep by 9 p.m. Do this. Just have check these things off. And by the end of the day, report back to me. Let me know if you did all those things.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like that's kind of what I'm transitioning to, especially after this off season in the next month for Puma. That's what I'm going to be focusing on to really supplement that income. So yeah. That's kind of what I'm doing at this moment.
I'm just super excited to work out with you as well, too, because like I said, we're going to do the vlog part as well, too.
Yeah.
And with this, me creating content being on YouTube, I just like to give people the real and authentic me. I want to be able to show people that you can come back. You don't really have to just dwell on, oh, I got out of shape or I stopped working out. Like, it's never too late,
Right.
And one thing that I always realized, like, it was me holding myself back. I never say, oh, man, I can't go to the gym because I got work or whatever the case may be. It's me holding myself back. If that's what it is that I want to do and need to do, I'll make sure I'll find time for it and put it in my day-to-day basis, And
Right.
I'm done holding myself back,
It's a mindset change.
Hold myself accountable and really live the right way in the right healthy way.
Right.
And that's why I was just thankful that you reached back out to me and was like, hey, we could get started this day, this price, whatever the case may be. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure I give him my all, especially with the cameras rolling as well too. I have to show them like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because oftentimes people who like create content and all that, they only want you to see the good part.
They don't want to see the good.
Yeah,
right.
They don't want to show you them in there working their ass off, like you said, in the gym, putting in the grind to look good. Because the one thing someone always told me, they said everyone wants to look good, but no one wants to work for it, and that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to look good and work for it as well too, not just, I want to look good, but not take any of the necessary steps.
Yeah, nobody wants to go through the struggle. Nobody wants to showcase that struggle. But like I said, man, it's a mindset change.
Yes,
Once you say, hey, I'm going to do it, what you just did, you got to stick to it.
Yes, sir.
And believe in yourself that you can get back to where you want to be.
Of course.
Right.
That being said, young man, we just wrapped up an amazing episode of Line for Line. We appreciate you for sliding.
You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.